This is the 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid Sport Touring. Is it worth $34,500? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're at Holmes Honda and we're going to show you something that is completely new for the Civic. While the hybrid powertrain isn't new to the Civic, it just hasn't been here for a few years, our exterior color of Sand Dune Pearl is new. What do you think about that? I hope that shows up well. I know from the pictures I saw a few days ago that it looked a little bit lighter than it actually does in person, but you'll have to tell me what you think about that. So we're going to go over the particulars on this 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid Sport Touring. As always, if you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. Beyond the exterior color that is new for 2025, we'll also find some changes here on the front end, especially in this area. We no longer have the faux fog lights, as a lot of us called them right here, but I do like the design element of what we have, and the lack of gloss black up here is not a bad thing. Between the matte black finish in this area leading up into the lower grille, we also have our front spoiler right here that is body color, and we'll find that we have LED daytime running lights. You can see one of the sensors, multiple sensors on the front and rear of the Civic. Means we have a lot of great driving aids such as Honda sensing, including adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, lane keeping assist, road departure, and traffic jam assist. We'll also find with this front wheel drive Civic, I know a lot of you would love to see all-wheel drive, but I don't know if we'll ever see that with the Civic or not. 235 on the width with our tires, the 40 series sidewall wrapped around the 18-inch wheels. As we work our way up to the side view mirrors, they're going to have the turn signal indicators built in. They are manually folding, but they are power adjustable. They're heated, and you have your blind spot monitoring built in right there, or what Honda calls the blind spot information system. Here is the remote. No changes for 2025, but a compact, sturdy remote, lock, unlock, remote start. By the way, that is a proximity key. You do have walk-away auto lock. And as we work our way back here to the rear, for those who want a little bit more of a sleek look, sleek lines compared to what we have with the Civic sedan, the hatchback is definitely it. And we'll take a look back here at our tail lights. Now, one of the things back here that I'm curious to know about as far as your feedback goes is the lack of exhaust outlets. Do you think that should be here, some kind of tailpipes or exhaust finishers, or do you like the look that we have with this model? Motivation for getting down the road with this Civic Hybrid comes from a combination of a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder and dual electric motors. All of that together puts out 200 horsepower, 232 pounds-feet of torque. How about the MPGs? Tell me what you think about these numbers. We're looking at 50 city, 45 highway, 48 combined, and 2.1 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And if you're curious, you're going to find that when you lock the interior, the gas door also locks. I will unlock the interior, and now we can open the gas door. And that reveals capless fuel fill. When you fill up, you have a 12.4 gallon gas tank. And you're looking at about a 10 square foot increase when it comes to cargo capacity between the Civic sedans and the Civic hatchback. This is 24.5 cubic feet worth of cargo space. You can see the space that we have right here. I have the seats folded down. You also have the retractable cargo cover right here, kind of like an old school shade that you'd have on a window that you just pull down. Cargo lighting here on one side. Now the only thing missing here is a spare tire. Not that unusual with a hybrid vehicle. There is a tire repair kit in case you were wondering. For those who are asking about the window tint, no, this is not factory window tint. It was added by the dealership. Let's take a look what else you get here as far as the interior goes. The armrest is comfortable. The only thing I personally wish was different here would be that this area was completely flat instead of angled. But then again, some people might say it's not a big deal. Tell me what your thoughts are. The bottle holder right here, door bin, you could use it as both. That's what we have where that's concerned. We're going to have the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in. And the seats have a little bit of recline built into them, but cannot be adjusted where that is concerned. But there's actually a reasonable amount of room back here. We will have the singular rear seat pocket, but that's about it. No air conditioning vents, No USB connectivity back here. We do have the sunroof. Now keep in mind, we did see a refresh this year, not a full redesign. I know there's some of you that say, Tom, I would rather have a panoramic sunroof as opposed to the conventional size, but this is what you have. That does tilt and slide open. And let's talk about what you're going to find in the front seat area, the main area of attraction for most people watching these videos. Nice large door bins and large armrests, larger than what we saw in the rear. Not unusual to see that on most vehicles. Now, there is a difference between the passenger seat and the driver's seat. Both are power adjustable and both are heated, but you can't raise and lower the height of the passenger seat. You can raise and lower the height of the driver's seat, and neither offers lumbar support, but we do have plenty of space here within the glove box. Now, we'll look over here on the driver's side door and show you what I can. You know what's under the sticker right here. Not going to roll those windows down, but we do have power windows, all 4 doors, power locks, and you can adjust your power adjustable side view mirrors right there. You can use the button right here to turn traction control on and off. That lever right there allows you to adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. And you see your power flow meter that is here on the right-hand side of the screen right there, along with the analog speedometer. We have our digital speedometer and our tachometer on the left. Quite a bit going on here as far as information goes. We can go through a lot of different information here. You can see what you can do. You can customize your display if you want to with what you can hide and show, depending on what you would like to see or not see. We're not going to go through all of that, but I just wanted to show you quickly what is here. You can also go with audio and clock right there, on or off is what you have on that option. And we go back, and all I'm doing is using the scroll wheel right here to work my way through everything. And you can see we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone to the infotainment screen. And to go back, all we do is push down on that button right there on the scroll wheel, and everything is good. Pretty easy to deal with, pretty easy to figure out. Here's everything for your adaptive cruise control. If you want to use that, control your front and rear window wipers here. You can turn your headlights on and off here, or just leave them on auto. You also have the blinker lever right there, or turn signal lever. I know a lot of you are turning your head like a dog hearing a new sound because you're saying, what are those? How do you use them? Does my vehicle have them? Believe it or not, yes, it does. And I have a tutorial that teaches you how to use them. I know it's really complicated, isn't it? Yeah, it's okay. I like to laugh about that and give people a hard time who don't use their turn signals. Now, here is something else that is different. Besides having the power flow meter here, that's different and new for 2025. But we also have Google Assistant here. So you can do things such as say, hey Google, tell me a joke.
How do trees access the internet? They log in.
Yep. Yeah. I know what you're all hearing in your minds too as soon as that joke came off. But hey, it does give you a good laugh. You're not laughing with Google Assistant, I almost said Alexa. You're laughing at her. That's right. Sorry, Alexa. You can see we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto right here. And we can scroll over here. We have our vehicle settings. Easy to deal with because you have the graphics that go with everything. Easy to figure out what it is you might need to do. And we can hit back right here. And your general settings are right here. Also easy to deal with. It's easy to know what you need to go to. You also have your Google Maps built in here, so for those who want to know about some form of built-in navigation, yes, you do have that. We'll also have the rear view camera, multi-view rear view camera. Nothing new where that's concerned, but just wanted to show you what all is here, especially for those who may have not looked at the Civic for quite a while over the course of the last few years. And you do have a power flow meter here on the infotainment screen as well. So you don't just have what's on the instrument cluster or the driver's display. There's a couple of different places you can put that, or see it, I should say. Dual zone climate control here in the front. You can turn your heated seats on and off. And obviously, you control fan speed, all that good stuff right there. We're going to have connectivity in the way of a couple of USB options and a 12-volt power outlet and a wireless charging pad. For those who are not fans of push-button shifters, well, you don't have to worry about that because you're not going to find a Civic with the push-button shifter. But we do have everything going on where that's concerned. Easy to deal with. How about our driving modes? Well, here's something that is going to be nice. You have the drive modes on the infotainment screen and the graphics that go with them. So we have normal, we have Econ. We're gonna go back up here. We also have Sport. And then you can go into individual and customize things. So depending on what you want to do, you can customize different areas, powertrain, steering, engine sound. In fact, we'll change that and see what that sounds like later in the video if we can get that to happen. And then you have everything else down here as far as your power parking brake, brake hold mode, your cup holders, and the center console. And here within the center console is a reasonable amount of space. You can leave that tray out if you so desire. And in case you were curious about gauge right here, well, we have it in normal right now, but I'm going to change it over to Sport for those who might want to see how that looks. Not a major difference where that's concerned, but if you wanted to see it, well, there you go. And the upper console is something else that I know a lot of you like to see as far as what's here. So I'm just going to give you a quick look at that. Not a whole lot to talk about. We do have the sunglass holder. And obviously you have your manual shade here for the sunroof. And what about driving the Civic Hatchback, this hybrid sport touring? It's fun to drive as you would expect. And you might think, well, I just don't know that 200 horsepower is enough. It's plenty. The horsepower to weight ratio here is so good that it just goes to show you don't necessarily need a ridiculous amount of horsepower to have a good time driving a vehicle. The way the shocks, or excuse me, the suspension and the chassis are tuned here, the handling is really good and the ride quality is still good. I believe it has a very nice ride quality. It may not be butter smooth like a Cadillac, but still a very comfortable and enjoyable ride quality, fun to drive, great handling characteristics, tight turning radius, always a nice thing to deal with. The gas and the brake pedal are easy to manage, and I don't feel cramped at all here in the interior. Somebody over 6 feet tall would be able to drive here without a problem, adjust the seat accordingly, and be just fine. In fact, somebody might be able to tell us down in the comments section who is over 6 feet. I'm 5'10", so I can't tell you about that. The steering is nice and tight and responsive, not necessarily Corvette tight or something like that. I don't want to mislead anybody on that, but it is very tight. And the gas pedal and brake pedal being manageable, all of that works very well together to make for a nice driving experience. I feel like you could be very comfortable in this car for a long period of time in a road trip situation. You obviously have all of that extra space in the rear for cargo, a little bit of extra space, like I said, about 10 extra cubic feet of cargo capacity compared to what you would have with the sedan. Easy to learn and use technology too. That's always a nice thing, especially if you're stepping into something like this for the first time. You have practically endless questions. You can ask a Google Assistant. That's nice. You can even set up navigation with voice commands. That is always a nice feature to have. Overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive no matter the situation. So if you're thinking about buying one of these Civics, definitely go to your dealership, I should say, and do a test drive for yourself and see what you think. It's hard for me to pass along everything here because, well, I don't know what your expectations are and what your prior experience is, but tell us down in the comments what you look for when it comes to things you want when it comes to driving your new vehicle. So tell me what you think about the 2025 Honda Civic Hatchback Hybrid Sport Touring. Besides being a mouthful to say, what do you think about this new exterior color? Curious to know what your thoughts are. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Holmes Honda for loaning me this Civic Hatchback for the day so I can tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to take the time to watch and give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to share this video on your timelines. That way other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.